It is 3:20 in the afternoon on Friday, and I'm in downtown right now. It is Friday, and that's Main Street. Yeah, Main Street behind me, almost at Portage and Main. I just finished meeting with my accountant, and we talked about my business and his business, and we did some tax work for my corporation. And he's in my business group. My business group, it's a chapter. Technically, it's called BNI Aspire. BNI stands for Business Network International. And in that chapter, or in this chapter, we have a variety of different business people that hold individual chairs, and there's no duplication. I'm the real estate person, so specifically the realtor. There can't be another realtor in the same chapter, and that's to create fairness and so on. Anyway, in our meetings, there's a part called your 60-second presentation. And it's really your elevator speech. What you can say about your business recently and what you're looking for in new business, all within 60 seconds, exactly 1 minute. And it's timed, and if you go over, you have to sit down. It's very structured, our meetings. And he was, in a way, joking with me, saying, David, you do say to people in our chapter that you help people avoid buying the wrong properties. And that's true. I really do see myself helping people avoid properties more than make a move on a property. And that's because I look at the data, I look at the facts, and I know that there's more not so good properties for a specific client than there are good ones. It's a numbers game. And on average, it takes between 20 and 50 houses for a buyer to find a house or a condo unit to buy. That's what I found in my experience. And it's probably more properties than most other realtors because I'm very thorough and I really look out for my client's best interest. And I'm concerned about a part of my business because I think that I'm taking on a lot of responsibility on my shoulders for decisions that aren't really my decisions because I don't want people to be burned, meaning my clients. I don't want my clients to buy a property and be burned on my watch. And we all know, and you know in my videos, that when you complete an offer to purchase and you sign off on it, it's the buyer's responsibility. I mean, it's legally their responsibility for their decision. My concern is I could largely influence them in a way that encourages people to be scared of buying something. And I can see his point. And so what I decided to do is make a tweak to my business. The tweak is that instead of me saying to my clients, here's all the pros and cons that we see in the property. Here's all the things that make this property good and or bad for you based on your needs, according to what you're telling me. And then looking at what are the good and bad things about the property, how long will these things be able to be maintained until there's a problem. It could be something like the lifespan of a furnace or shingles on a roof. So I treat it like a very systematic, almost scientific process. Look at the facts, look at the data as far as sales data and so on, but specifically with the property, look at the facts, tangible things, documents, and so on. And what I've been doing is telling people, I think, not every time, but I think this is a good property that you should buy. Or I think this is a good property that you should consider. Someone might ask me, well, what would you do? And I'll answer them. And what I'm finding is that people trust me so much that we build such a strong relationship, they can become, at this point, multiple time transactional clients. So this might not even be the first time I'm dealing with them, and so on. So there's a lot of trust, a lot of relationship, a lot of friendship. And what I'm doing is I'm helping clients. I'm helping them so much, but I'm taking that responsibility, at least on me psychologically and mentally, because like we said, ultimately it's their decision when they go through the offer to purchase and sign off on it. My concern is that I don't want to strip my clients from the joy and satisfaction of making a decision that they feel is their own. I don't want to take that away from them. And I'm not taking it away in the sense that I'm stripping it from them because I want to hurt them or something, or I want the joy, or I want the accolades. That's not that. It's that I'm coming from a place of protection, and I'm coming from a place of being a fighter and defending my clients and looking out for them. And it's got to such a point that in my business group, like I said, I have a reputation that I've pretty much self-created and imposed on me, that I help people avoid buying the wrong properties. And okay, it makes sense as a play on words and so on. I want my clients to feel satisfied and educated enough to make their own decision thanks to me, and not to feel hesitant because I'm imposing my opinion. Because I'm going to veer on the conservative, on the safety, on the protection side because of my nature and what I know about real estate and so on. I'm going to be more of a protector, which means don't, run away, avoid, versus make a move. This is a good property for you. Don't be scared. I've decided that I'm going to avoid either or both extremes. I'm going to avoid them, and I'm going to be a lot more open-minded myself. I'm going to lay out the information as I have been, and instead saying, what do you feel? What decision do you want to make, without me saying my opinion and what I would do? Because, like I said, I think it's unfair to my clients, even though I've never failed at helping my clients make a good decision. I've never had something go sideways because of a decision I made. My guts, my intuition have never failed me. And I think that because I have that, what I believe is a gift, it's a inherent quality that I've always had, this intuition, this gut feeling about anything. And I look back at all my decisions where I've gone with my intuition, my guts, for me and or with my clients. It's never failed. My guts have intuition have never failed me. When I have gone against my guts, like for example, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and what I've been doing is I've simply been changing the date, like duplicating and then just changing. So let's say on my schedule, like what I do is I'll say, okay, it's Tuesday at 2 p.m. And then I'll put it in to my calendar in that slot, but I still write it into the description. So that way I'm very clear, okay, this is when it is. So if I have a reminder the day before, I'm not getting confused with which day it is. Well, this doctor's appointment, I put in, I wrote in Thursday, but I put it in on the right date. So what ended up happening was I questioned myself. In my guts, I said, no, this appointment is today. I called the doctor's office. I was getting a connection right to voicemail, and I wasn't, and I sent a message, electronic message, to them, um, like 40 minutes before my appointment, and I'm only 10 minutes away, and I didn't hear anything. So I felt really bad. And then finally, the doctor's office got back to me and said, yeah, actually, it was for today. And I said, this is weird. I knew it was today in my guts, but I was questioning because of how I input it into my calendar. So that's a simple example of how clear my intuition is for me, and it's worked on very high levels and very big transaction levels, like real estate, money, things like investing, stock market, so on. My guts have been very good to me. That being said, my clients know this. When they start working with me, they know that I'm very intuitive. I'm very EQ versus very strong IQ on my personality scale. I'm very high on the emotional understanding side and the feeling side, and it served me really well for my business. Even though it's not something that people think in business is good. They think, no, you need to be very cutthroat. You need to be very unemotional. You need to be very almost unintuitive and look at the facts, be black and white. I found it's not that for me. And it served me really well being the way I am and who I am. Let's recap. So I'm making this statement, and I'm saying it for the reason for accountability, and also as, I don't say an announcement, but more like I'm letting it out there. I'm spilling my guts. I'm spilling my emotion right now, my feelings, and I'm saying that I'm feeling very good about not specifically saying to clients, I would do this if I were you, or buy this property because I think you should, or don't buy this property because I don't think you should. Because even if it's right, as it has been every time, in the end, I don't want to take that responsibility. And I want my clients to have the the true satisfaction of making a good decision with my help, not with my quote unquote, I don't say blessing, but pushed, spoon fed, uh, served on a silver platter type advice. I want it to be their decision so they can feel good about it, and also so I can sleep at night. So I can know that it's not me buying that property. It's not me selling that property and accepting that offer or countering that offer and waiting for a response. And it's not me that's dealing with that at that time. I'm helping them go through that experience. I'm helping my clients go through that journey, that process, and that is where I should be. Those are my thoughts. Bit different of a video today, and I welcome you to comment, uh, whatever platform you're going to see this on. I'm going to be putting this as a podcast and also on YouTube, probably on Facebook. And however you hear it, if you feel you want to have a discussion about this idea, by all means, connect with me. I think it's something that we should talk about. It's a healthy thing to discuss as business people, but also from a perspective of a client. I'd like to hear your opinions on that. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend, and I got to get back to work.